Hello everyone. In this video, we will look at a demo of role-based access control. So let's start with looking at roles. To view the list of roles, you can either go to a subscription or to a resource group or to any individual resource. I have not created any resource, so I will show you the list of roles that are available at both the subscription level and the resource group level. So just search for subscription in the search box and select the subscription, and within the subscription you will see a section called access control IAM. So if you click on that, you will see the list of role assignments, and if you click on this roles option or the roles button, you will see the list of RBAC roles. Some of them we have already discussed, like owner, contributor, reader, and user access administrator must be somewhere here down. Here it is. And if you see, other than these four standard roles, there are other roles, but they are dedicated to a particular resource. For example, here you have Azure Kubernetes Service Cluster User role, and this role is created specifically for Azure Kubernetes Service resource. So if you would like to do a role assignment, then you will say add, and within the add permissions window, first you will select the role. So the roles are the ones that we saw, the list of roles, and you can assign access to either a user or a group or an application. So this is the service principle. And in addition to that, you can assign a role to system assigned managed entity. So these we have not covered till now, so do not worry about that. And if you would like to assign to a user, group, or application, just select that and select the role as well. So I would select contributor, and then here you need to choose either the user, group, or application that is created within your Azure Active Directory. Right now, I do not have any users within my Azure Active Directory, and that's the reason why only my ID is coming up over here. So let me go to Azure Active Directory and show you where you can add the users. So within the Active Directory, you will have a section called users, and here you just can go and give some properties for the user and add them over here. Okay. And if you would like to have groups, then you can do that by going to the group section. So let me go back to the subscription. So subscription we have already seen, so I will show you the same thing that's available within the resource group. So if you go to the resource group, in resource group as well, you will see the same kind of options. So here as well you can do the role assignments. But note that if you do a role assignment at this particular level, that user or the group will have access to resources only within this particular resource group and not to every other resource group within the subscription. If you would like the user to have access to all the resources in all the different resource group within your subscription, then you need to make that role assignment within that subscription. So that's it. I will close this, and I do not have any resource. Probably I can show with the storage account resource that was created as part of creating this Cloud Shell. And for this particular resource as well, you can have a role assignment, but note that if you do a role assignment here, that assignment will only work at this particular level, and you can only access the storage account and not anything else. Now let me open the Cloud Shell and I will show you the role definitions. I would like to open a PowerShell window, so let me shift to PowerShell. To view the role definition of a particular role, just use the PowerShell command get Azure RM role definition and pass in the value of a particular role. So I'm going to see the role definition for contributor, and you get a kind of key value pair, And note that these are the sections that we have already covered in the slide. So it provides all actions and not actions. It does not provide any authorization actions, like it cannot provide access to others, and it does not have any data actions and not data actions. And assignable scopes is slash, which means that you can take this role and assign at any level. Note that in addition to these five, you also have a name field, an ID field, a is custom field, which says that if this was a built-in role or a user created role, and then a description which tells you more about the role. If you would like to view the same output in a JSON format similar to the one that you saw in the slides, then just use a pipe character and just say convert to JSON. And if you do that, you will get the same output, but this time with a properly formatted JSON output. Now that we have talked about the access control for your resources, now let's look at the different types of roles that are available within your Azure Active Directory. Go to your Azure Active Directory, and within the Manage section, you will see an option called Roles and Administrators. And if you click on that link, you will see the list of roles that are available for you to use. So a user can have two different roles, one role within your Azure Active Directory and one role within your subscription. And note that Global Administrator is the highest role within the Active Directory. And you can think of this like similar to the owner role within the RBAC roles. Now let's talk about the classic subscription administrator roles. Account Administrator, Service Administrator, and Co-Administrator are the three classic subscription administrator roles in Azure. In Azure RBAC roles, the account that is used to sign up for Azure is set the owner role. And within the Azure Active Directory, the account that you use to sign up for Azure is set the Global Administrator role. And similarly, within the classic subscription administrator roles, the account that you use to sign up for Azure is automatically set as both the account administrator and the service administrator. If you go to the subscription and under settings, if you go to the properties, you will see that there are two different properties here. One is the account administrator, the other one is the service administrator, and both have been set to this login because this login is used to create this particular subscription. In this video, we had looked at the different roles that you need to know of in Azure.